Have you ever had this experience? Someone asks you a question in your native language. You think of the answer in your native language, then you translate that answer into English in your head, and then you finally open your mouth to speak. For example, if someone asks you, "Hey, what do you do?" Your brain might go through this whole process. They're asking what my job is. I'm a sales manager. Oh, sales manager is sales manager. Okay, now I'll say I'm a sales manager. Sounds pretty normal, right? The problem is, if your brain is constantly doing this translation work, your English will never become fluent. Our brains aren't translation machines. Translation takes time. It slows down your reaction speed, and it consumes a lot of mental energy. Even worse, thinking in your native language often leads to some really strange English expressions. For instance, you might want to say a huge crowd of people, but you directly translate it as people mountain people sea, which, let me tell you, no one in English-speaking world will understand. So, to truly improve your English, you must learn to think in English. This might sound a bit mystical, but it's actually quite simple. It's not magic, it's a habit, a shift in your thinking pattern. Step 1. Start small, create an English environment. First off, let's acknowledge that you won't just wake up one day and suddenly be able to think entirely in English. It's a gradual process. We can start with the simplest things. For example, see your cat, think cat. See your computer, think computer. Directly associate everyday objects with their English names, instead of thinking of the Chinese first, and then translating. You can even stick post-it notes all over your house with the English names of various items. Write television on the TV. It might sound a bit childish, but trust me, it works. When your eyes see the object, your brain will automatically skip the native language thought and jump straight to the English. This is exactly what we need, building direct connections. You can also try keeping a journal in English. It doesn't have to be long or complicated. Just spend 5 minutes every evening writing about what you did that day or what you encountered. For example, I went to a coffee shop today. The weather was a bit chilly. I bought a cup of latte. Slowly, you'll find your brain starting to organize sentences in English rather than in your native language. Step 2. Use downtime. Talk to yourself in your head. Many people feel that practicing English requires large blocks of time, like sitting at a desk studying for 2 hours. In reality, your daily downtime is the best practice ground. For instance, when you're waiting for the bus or on the subway, you can tell yourself a story in your head. You can describe everything you see in English. That woman is wearing a red coat. The man next to her is holding a newspaper. The bus is finally here. Or you can have a conversation with yourself. For example, if you want to buy a coffee, you can mentally ask yourself, what kind of coffee do I want? A cappuccino or a flat white? Then answer yourself, I think I'll get a cappuccino. I like the foam on top. Don't worry, you don't have to say any of this out loud. You just need to do it in your head. It's like giving your brain an English workout, helping it get used to processing information in English. At first, you might feel a bit awkward or even laugh at yourself. That's totally fine. It's the beginning of progress. Step 3. Actively use it. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. You might be thinking, what if I'm thinking in English but can't remember a certain word? That's a very common and valid question. My advice is don't get stuck. If you can't remember the word dishwasher, you can absolutely use other words to explain it. The machine that cleans the dishes. Or if you can't remember frustrated, you can say, I'm not happy, I feel bad. The important thing is not to interrupt your thought process because of one word. Learn to use synonyms or descriptive language to navigate around obstacles. This not only hones your expressive abilities, but also helps you build a stronger vocabulary network. Remember, language is not a test, it's a tool for communication. Making mistakes is completely normal when you're thinking in English. Don't be afraid, and don't be embarrassed. Every mistake you make is an opportunity for you to learn and improve. If you don't make mistakes, you won't grow. Conclusion: persistence, persistence, and more persistence. To sum it up, thinking in English is a habit that requires long-term persistence. Start small, connect objects around you with their English names. Use your downtime to talk to yourself in English in your head. Actively use it, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. It's a slow but absolutely worthwhile process. Once you develop the habit of thinking in English, you'll find that your English proficiency will make a qualitative leap. Your reactions will be faster, your expressions more natural, and even your accent might sound more authentic. So starting today, pick the simplest things around you and try to think directly in English in your head.